Today we're looking at color fonts in Affinity. Support for colored fonts was massively updated in the Affinity 3.2 update. And as you know, Affinity is now free. So before we continue, make sure you're on that latest version. Now, changing the color of a font isn't anything new. I'm here in Affinity in the Vector Studio. Let's create some artistic text. I'll click and drag. Let's just say test. I'll make it something thicker. And of course, we could always change the color of it, like so. We could even use the gradient tool here. Click and drag like so. And make it different colors. But what if you want more intricate, multicolored, geometric patterns in your fonts? 3D shading and detailed line work. This is where colored fonts come into play. So let's take a look. I've installed a few already. So with my text selected here, I'll go to my font dropdown here. And I have one called Leona. I'll select it here and I'll click. And you can see it has this animal pattern there. It actually has multiple colors and designs. And this is live text. I can change it. I can say ABC, whatever I like. So all this color information and fine detail is built right into the font itself. I have some related fonts. Let me select a letter here. I'll go to my font drop down here. I have one called Cowdy. Let's select that. So that one looks like a cow pattern. Let's select another letter here. Look for some of my other ones. Leopard I have installed. So you can create very cool text effects. So where do you actually find these colored fonts? Well, there are free and paid sources online. Let's first look at a free source. I'm here on Google Fonts. It's at fonts.google.com. And what I'll do is I'll click this filters button here. And if you scroll down, you'll be able to filter by color fonts here. So I'll click this. And now I can see a list of different color fonts. So here you can see different fonts. Now, interestingly enough, I'm in the Safari browser right now, and it doesn't actually display color fonts very well. Let me close this. Let me go to Chrome. So now I'm using Chrome. Let's click the filters here. Let's scroll down. Let's enable color filters again. And now we can see a much better result. So it's possible if you're in Safari, you might not see the colored fonts. It's not fully supported, it seems, everywhere. But these are what they should look like. So let's click on this one here, Nabla. And from here you can download and install this font just like you would any other font. So you'd press Get. I have another one here from a past download. Let me close this. Then you would download it and install it just like you install any other font. So I'm back here in Affinity. I installed that font. Let's try using it. I'll type the name. There it is, Nabla. And here we have that font in use. Now what we can do is look at more properties of this font. Now there's lots of options under the Window text menu. You can see we have different options here. We can also use the Typography Studio to get access to these features. I'll do it that way just to show you how it works. So in addition to the default studios up here, you can open other ones. So I'll click this three dots here, and I'll enable Typography. So I'll do this. And now when I close it, you can see there's a Typography Studio here. So I'll click on it. And again, remember you can use any tools you want in any studio. A studio is just a pre-arranged collection of tools. So this Typography Studio just has typography tools that are convenient for working with text. Now I'll select my text, and one of the first places you want to look is the Character tab here. You can see there's lots of options. Now here you can see this button that says Default. Let me click on that. Here you can see that I can change the colors for my text. So each of these colors matches to something here in the text. So let's click Color 2. Let's change it to blue. And you can see how it's changing. So you can tweak it like so. And again, that was by clicking on the default button here. Now it says Custom. Now, unfortunately, not all color fonts support this customization option. You'll often see this button here grayed out. It's kind of rare that it's actually editable in my experience. There's some other tricks you could do to change the color instead. For example, if we went back to the Vector Studio, with my layer selected, I could click the adjustments, select HSL. So this is hue, saturation, lightness adjustment. I could rotate it around. You can get different colors like that. There's also some other recolorization tricks you can try. So it's not perfect, but it's something you can do to further customize your text. Now, if you're new to Affinity and you want to learn it from the ground up, check out my beginner course. It covers things like this HSL tool, along with photo editing, vectors, and more. I'll leave a link in the description below. Now, if you want premium color fonts, you can go somewhere like Creative Fabrica and download them. That's the website I'm on right now. I'm in the color fonts category. And if you scroll down, you can see all these different options here. Lots of very creative things you can do with color fonts. This school one is pretty interesting. Oftentimes when you download them, you'll notice that there are several different fonts. For example, this one looks like a ruler. This one looks like grass, I think. This one looks like a pencil. So you can mix and match the fonts that come in these packs to get a result that looks like this. This paint splashes one is pretty interesting. Let me download it and show you how it works. So I downloaded it and installed it. Let's create some text here. I'll say my art book. With it selected, I'll go to the drop down. And let's change it to this paint splashes effect. Let's do the rainbow one. Let's hit enter. I'll center the text. So here you can see this is a pretty cool font. Now, one of the things I noticed is that a vector stroke doesn't always work on colored text. So for example, I have this here. Maybe I want to add an outline around the words. I'll select this here. I'll make it black and I'll increase the stroke and nothing really happens. So let me just turn that off. One workaround for this is to use the FX outline. So again, with my layer selected, I'll click FX here and I'll click on the outline. Let's increase the radius. And now I can actually give it an outline. And if I click this color here, we can change the color to whatever we want. Probably like black. Let's put black there. We could also add a shadow effect. So I'll click outer shadow, check the box, increase the radius, offset, intensity. So there we have our outer shadow. So this is before, after, before, after. So there's lots of things you can do, but I'll just turn off those effects for now. Something else you can do is convert a color font to curves. This means it will lose its text ability, but you can do other things with the vector to take it apart. So with my text selected here, I'll right click on it and I'll say convert to curves. And now it is individual shapes. So I could drag it apart. I could further modify it if I liked. This might be something you want to do with certain colored text effects. Now let me undo that. I'll Control Z. So now it's text again. You may have noticed that slightly shifted when I converted to curves. Let me make a copy here. So up top I have the original one. On the bottom, I'll right click and I'll say convert to curves. And you do notice it changes a little bit sometimes. For example, this interior part here is darker than up here. So if you convert color text to curves, it may not always look perfect. So just keep an eye out for that. Here's another example with the school font I used. Let's right click, convert to curves. And you can see it lost some of the coloring. It's black and white now as opposed to what it was before. So I'll undo that. So it's not a deal breaker, but just something to keep an eye out for. Another great site for fonts is 1001fonts.com. They have lots of free ones you can use. Just be sure to check the license agreement. So I've downloaded and installed that font. Let's use it. It's called Gilbert. Click the drop down, type Gilbert, and let's turn it on there. Let's go back to our typography studio. Now earlier we looked at the character tab. In this case, I can't click the custom button here. So Gilbert doesn't support those types of color changing options. However, it does support some other alternative options, and we can see those with the typography tab over here. So if you look at the alternatives, you can see this checklist here. I'll click them, and we have different variations. So that's another place to look for alternative coloring. Now, by the way, one thing you'll notice is that a lot of color fonts don't support italics. You can see with this text selected, italic is grayed out over here. But there's an easy way you can fake it. On the character tab, down here we have the shearing option. That's this T. If I click and drag on it, I can actually make it slanted like so, either backwards or forwards. This isn't true italic, but it's kind of a nice little hack. I'll link to all these fonts in the description below, along with my Affinity for Beginners course. And if you're using color fonts, let me know how they're working out for you in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.